Hello, everyone. Welcome to another show of the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, your sports guy. I'm being joined by my good friend. You can catch him on CrescentCitySports.com, and he's never at a loss for words, Mr. VK Jones. VK, what's going on, my man?
Hey, what's going on with you, Jared? It's good to be here tonight, live on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Want you out right now? We need you to share, tag, subscribe, whatever to this show, to Jared's YouTube and my YouTube as well. But go out there and share, and also all that good stuff you usually do, so people can watch and listen to this show and everything. And the new theme is great, Jared, especially at the end, man. It makes me feel real good because I know it
Yes,
makes it's great memories.
you would say that. You St. Aug alum. You would say that.
Uh,
I did it just for you, all right? Put them
Thank you.
past. Look
Uh-huh.
look at it real good because I don't know what's gonna happen again. Now I'm just we playing. That's all we
yeah, real good.
Uh-huh.
doing. Everybody on the show today, we're gonna get into the girls basketball playoffs that were today. Has some games happen today. We'll give you the scores. We're gonna have the coach of the Carver Rams basketball team, Coach Nathaniel Roche, on tonight. But right now, we have the coach of the Landry Buccaneers basketball team, the district champions, Coach
Yep.
Rob Wallace. Coach, thanks for being here. How are you doing today?
No problem. Thanks for having me, man. Wonderful, man. How you guys doing?
Doing
We
great,
good.
Coach.
We
Doing
good,
great,
coach.
Coach. Coach, tell us about your playing career from high school to college. Talk about that for a little bit.
Well, actually, I started off at LB Landry High School since my seventh grade year. I started from middle school all the way to 12th grade, but my 12th grade year we got this place called Katrina, so I happened to go to West Jeff. But at Landry, my 10th grade year we made it to the Final Four actually, but I actually broke my wrists, both my wrists at the same time that year, so we actually
Ooh.
couldn't finish it. My 11th grade year, we made it to the third round. We lost to a tough team. It was rain that year, man. We had to go to rain. We had a tough one out there. They beat us in overtime that year. Great. Still some memories about that game, man. But so my 12th grade year, that was Katrina year. I actually went to West Jeff where we made it to the third round that year. We actually lost to I want to say John Eric that year, and they actually want to say got an SP that year for that season, hurricane season. They had a show for that. Uh, Actually beat us in the third round, so it could have been our move. Me and Coach Nathaniel, it would have beat them. So, but shout out to those guys, man. They did a great year and they actually won championships. So that was great for those guys.
Was was there a big adjustment going from LB Landry to West Jeff due to Hurricane Katrina?
It was a big adjustment, a big one. I mean, just by seeing the different races, things like that, coming from Algiers, we only had like mostly majority, well, all of them was like black students. So when I got to West Jeff, I started seeing different races and things like that, meeting new people and stuff. So it was just different. Like the culture was different. So it was different.
Talk about your coaching career from when you started to now being the head coach of Landry Buccaneers.
Man, crazy. When I first started coaching, I actually started at Culver. Funny story. I actually started at Culver. My guy, Coach Roche, who you guys gonna have on later today after me. He actually the first person to give me my first job, man. I was working there for like 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And then Coach Gibson, he was coaching at Suno at the time, and they had practice at Culver. He came in the gym, saw me working with Culver and work with the guys and stuff. He's like, "Oh no, Coach, we got to get you back home." So, uh, contact Coach Bird, and ever since that, man, Coach Bird gave me a call and hired me on his staff, and we ain't looked back ever since. So, shout out to those guys, man, from really helping me with this, man, this career, coaching career. Coach Nate, Coach Bird, Coach Gill, those guys really a big influence on me. But uh, I started off at Carver, like I said, for the first year, but I ain't get to finish because I only did 2 weeks there. Came to Landry, worked with Coach Bird. Uh, our first year, our first year made it to the championship. Man, we lost to Walker in the championship. My first year coaching, we made the championship. Actually, was winning a game up by 7 with a minute and 20 left, and actually I don't know what happened, guys, but we actually lost that game. My first year coaching that year, Coach Bird first year. We also in championship that year, so that was great. Just the experience to get there and things like that. But still got that bittersweet taste in my mouth from not winning it. But we actually made it our first year. Our second year, we did good. We made it to the third round. Third round again. Actually lost to Walker again. Third round.
Mm.
Third round. They beat us again. Championship first year and third round second year. Uh, and our third year, we lost in the first round to I want to say Woodlawn. But all my 3 years, I've been an assistant coach under Coach Bird. So championship, third round, and first round. But we so it was great with that. But as a head coach, this is my third year as being an LB Landry head coach. My first year made it to the third round. Actually had a tough one on a road game to Neville. They actually beat us in the third round. So that was a great year. Had those guys, Jamon Vincent, actually at UNO right now, doing great things at UNO. And I had Benny Amos, that guy's at Delgado doing great things, had great kids. So it was great seeing those guys, They did great them years for me. My first year coaching. My second year coaching, we actually won 26 games that year, regular season. Uh, my guys we actually bought into the system. Those guys been with me a little longer, so they started understanding me, understand my coaching style, so they bought into me a little more. So we won 26 games that year, and that year actually lost to the third round again to one of my best friends. One of the greatest teams that I think in the state of Louisiana that year, and also timing. Carver Rounds, they had some great kids that year. They had 3 Division I players, Dorian Finister, Will, and Solomon. So and they had a great supporting cast as Bam and Jalen, all those guys. They had a great team that year. So those guys were pretty good. We actually lost in third round to those guys. My second year coaching, actually was last year. It was a dog fight in the beginning. They actually pulled off, but my best player got hurt on me that year. But if you didn't got hurt, it would have been a different story. And coach knows. Shout out to those guys, man, for winning state last year, man. I'm proud of them, proud of the coach, man. I'm proud of those guys. They deserve it. Well coached team.
Coach,
So,
I respect you. Before you continue, Jared. Coach, I respect you this much. And last year, I'm gonna say this, and I told this to Jared myself. I felt bad for you guys before the playoffs started because to me, you should have been on another side of a bracket because it could have been 4 teams from Southeast Louisiana in the Final Four last year. I think the LHSA had something a little bit to do with that, but I know you worked hard and really played hard against Carver and everything else. But I really felt bad for you guys because at the same time, it's like, okay, because I talked to a bunch of guys, including Coach Toe, and it was like, and we was like, where it's looking, I said, maybe Landry might can get on that other side.
right.
They can have a chance because they got the experience. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
they put y'all aside with Carver. So, I really felt bad for y'all guys last year.
I mean, it happened like that, man. We don't take no more victories, man. We fail where we fail, As I preached them up to my guys, we ain't scared of nobody, man. We ran across a bigger and better team that year. They deserve that win, so we're not running. So, but this year we feel a little better about the situation. So we'll be ready.
Coach, what goals were set for your team this year? I mean, you've
Man.
been to the third round a
Yes.
couple times as a head coach.
Yes.
I know these goals got to be very, very high that you
Very
set.
high.
Go ahead, talk
Man.
about that.
Since the beginning of the season, man, we always preach since the beginning. I mean, since summer workouts, everything we preach, district championship and state championship. That's the only 2 things we worry about, district and state. That was the biggest 2 things for us this year. Just my guys just locking in on winning district. That's a start. That's like a warm up for the state championship. Make sure you win your district. So we ain't win that a couple of years. We actually won that this year. I'm proud of those guys from actually winning district. So and now is we want state. Like we hungry. We want state. Uh, Bottom line, state championship. That's it. State championship. We know
Before
how
I
to
get
get third round state championship now.
before I get into the district championship, of course, during the season, your team, every team, they have the ups and downs.
Yeah.
But talk about the growth and development of your team this year.
Uh, Man, those guys, man, it's like so. These guys right here, I have right now, they're seniors. I want to say, I have 9 seniors, and these guys been with me since their freshman year. So these guys understand me. So the growth, like as a young man, is bigger than basketball with us. I'm raising young men. So when they leave me, they'll be ready for anything, for any coach, any whatever job they go, they'll have tough love and tough coaching, so they understand, how to be a team player and everything. So they'll be ready for that. And at the maturity, is going as far as we learn how to win games now. Those guys getting better because we didn't know how to win games at first, but they grew up. They understand. So those guys just doing a great job at that. And we finishing games. So those guys understanding to be the older guys now. They showing the young guys how to finish and how to just be locked in from time made from start to finish.
I want to get into the big game against Shaw.
Mm.
And it was a lot of talk from people about this game. I had it circled on my calendar. I went there. I'm a Shaw grad. I was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
the game. But people were talking like Shaw win the district. I said, hold on,
Right.
let's slow it down. I
Right.
said,
Right.
we not gonna look this team. I said, Landry is a good team. I said, it's gonna come down to these two teams,
Right.
and the best team gonna win that day. And
Right.
coach, that was a great game from two good teams. And VK, Shaw had the lead, and Aiden LaSalle turns the ball over. Landry gets the ball, fast break, lays it up, and it's less than 30 seconds, and pretty much it. Cam gets the ball, try to shoot a game-winning three, misses, game over. Landry fans hit the court. They're celebrating. Big win over a Shaw team that went to the semis last year in Division Two.
Mm-hmm.
Landry District champions. Coach, talk about that game, and then talk about the feeling that y'all clinched district, beating Shaw with a game left to play.
Man, first off, shout out to Shaw, man. Those guys are well coached. They got great players. Cam, he's a great player, one of the best scorers in the state of Louisiana, man. At only 5'7", 5'8", maybe, that guy can really go. So he's a great leader. He has a great supporting cast, and he have a great coach too. But my guys, and they really fought to the end, man. We always preach, never stop until that horn goes off, till that buzzer goes to the end. So those guys really kept fighting. My guy Francois Neal, he made one of the biggest plays, in his career that day. I still in the district championship. We was down uh two, I think, and that guy got that steal and laid the ball up. It could have been an N one, man. Ref didn't call it. Understand? Let it play on. Let the kid decide the game. I'm with that. He actually finished the layup on tough defender. It was a great moment, great atmosphere, man. So when he made that layup, man, it was perfect. Chavot Nicholas, district MVP. That guy played awesome. Once he had like 27 points, 8 rebounds. He was just awesome
That's
that
number
night,
five,
man.
right?
Number 5, yeah, he was just
Yeah.
awesome that night. That guy played tremendously, man. I'm just so proud of that guy. And my big kid Caden. You're probably don't remember, but he actually he turned the ball over. And instead of putting his head down, we preach, don't put your head down, get back on defense. He came back with a big time block, like that almost sealed the deal for us. So by him making them plays like that, man, they showed me they was ready and they was prepared. And I'm just proud of them from, actually living up to that moment of winning district, in front of our home fans where, it was like you said, you was there. So you saw the crowd. It was a great
Yeah.
atmosphere, man. Everything was perfect. So no other way I wanted to win district like that. I don't want no blowouts. I wanted show me you got heart, show me you got dog, and they showed it that night. So I'm proud of those guys, my team.
Go ahead, VK. I pass it to you.
Well, I tell you, man. Before I go forward the questions, Chavot Nicholas, and I tell you, this guy here, really, real name Chavot Decor
Decor.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
He actually, there's reason why his name, Jared. His mom is a fan of Tupac,
Yeah.
Okay.
so that's why his name is that. But
Mm-hmm.
they call him Chavot, but he could play and everything else. He stepped up with a 20. He scored 35 in a game against Eric, which he scored 24 in the second half.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
mean, this was like, and this when Anthony Miles Johnson was
Mm.
hurt, and
Yes.
that was a true character game for Landry, and it's just
Yes.
unreal. It just showed that how much the team, really unifies and everything else. But I think you guys have really gotten tougher, coach. I'm gonna ask you this: how things are going with Mouse, but not just that. Do you think your team is starting to peak now at the right time?
Oh, perfect timing, man. I was just so happy. Like, it's a gift and a curse, man. Because as Mouse being one the best guy on our team, everybody would say, once he went down as a coach, I was like, man, what we gonna do? Like, who gonna step up? Like, what we gonna do? So those guys actually stepped up. Everybody. I mean, Chavot stepped up. He went from averaging, I want to say, 15 points to what, 24 points. Francois stepped up, went from averaging 10 points to 15 points. Raheem Ville picked it up, man. Just Jamal Smith, that guy, man, that guy. He's a player that every coach should have. He's a dog, he did all the dirty work for me. He dive on the floor. He gets all the tough rebounds. Just all the things that everybody don't want to do. He one of the guys that do them. So he one of the ones that really stepped up for us and really helped us, making this run right now. But the guys, they really stepping up, really playing great basketball. It's team basketball right now. We used to just watch Mouse, whatever he do, but now everybody's involved, and the crazy thing is when Mouse get back, it's gonna be scary. I'm talking about scary.
Is he coming
And
back for the
guys,
playoffs?
oh, he is working now. He's back. He's cleared the play. He's back. He's been rehabbing. He's back active. 5-on-5 activities. So he's back. He's actually back. And that's one thing about the district championship that actually meant so much to me, man, because not too many people could lose their best, not too many coaches could lose their best player and still win district like that. So, and I ain't even mentioned that. We ain't mentioned I was going down, so no more victory. So we ain't say nothing about it, but hey, that's one of the best kids in the state, Andy Johnson. So when he went down, we still won district without him. So that just tells you right there.
Yep.
That tells you right there. Yeah.
And it shows your team has a lot of character and everything.
Oh,
And do you think the way y'all guys are being battle tested and everything, especially over the years with the experience your players have, do you think you have a shot going forward, especially in big matchups going forward? Yeah, I know it's one game at a time, but I know
yeah,
on your side, a good Madison Prep team at the
great.
top, only with 2 losses on the year. Do you think you have the horses to go against those guys?
Oh man. First off, Mass and Prep, great program. I'm talking about great program. They're well coached. They have great kids over there, great basketball talent. Those guys, they're horses over there. But we have some dogs and Algiers. We ain't running from nobody. We coming in there. We come and play the game of basketball. Like I always say, like you got to play the game, and you never know what happened that day. You don't gotta be the best team. You gotta be the best team that day. So as long as my team ready to come play that day, man, and I know they're gonna be ready. I have what 9 seniors that, like you said, they dogs. They've been in a dog fight. They've been a Carver in the third round. They've been a Neville in the third round. They saw it already. It ain't nothing new to them. So I'm gonna be ready to coach this game. I know I'm gonna have a hard task. Got Coach Jeff on my hands. One of my mentors. A guy who I call when I need advice. I call him. Coach Bird. Uh, Coach T. Howe, a couple of those guys, I call those guys, ask for advice, and Coach Jeff happened to be one of those guys, I call, ask for advice. So I just know they got horses over there, but we got some dogs over here too, and they gonna meet. We're gonna be ready.
Wanted to ask you this: how it was for you to learn the philosophies of coaching through your former head coach at Landry, to Rusty Jones over at West Jefferson,
Mm, true.
to Coach Roche, to one of the best coaches in New Orleans, one of the most underrated coaches, Brian Gibson,
Yeah.
and also Bird Antoine, who's done a great job. What did you learn from those coaches to make you become the head coach that you are, and made you just to go forward as what you're doing now as a coach?
Well, honestly, I have to give all that credit to Coach Bird, man. That guy, man. That guy took me on his staff, man, from word of mouth and just from me. Cause like when I first got out from playing overseas, I was working the kids out. My brother was playing at Landry. He actually got 3 rings there, so you're playing since 9th grade. So I was actually working the guys out. I was actually working and Coach Bird was like, man, you know what? You might as well come be a coach. I said, nah, I ain't ready for all that yet, but timing came back and perfect. Everything happened for a reason, So I got on his staff, man, from day one. From day one, I was a quiet, not saying too much, man. He pulled me to the side like, hey, bro, listen, we ain't doing that. You're a coach and you're gonna talk. You're gonna coach. So from that jump, once he told me that, man, he gave me the green light to always say something. Just be me. from that day on, it was over with. I never stopped being me. I'm talking about he let me stand up. He let me run practice. He always told me like, this you. Like he always give me that leeway. He gave me that moment to always be me. So once he gave me that leeway, it was just from there it was I got this, coach. And when he made his move and he left it in my hands, he always told me like I left it in the right person's hands. I'm proud. I'm proud of me. He is things like that. But I owe everything to that guy, man, Coach Bird. He everything from if you see me coaching, I get it from him, honestly. So if you think you like my coaching style, you like Coach Bird coaching style. So I appreciate that though, man. Coach Bird though.
Absolutely. I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna let Jared finish things from here. Little bit of history, two-parter here. One,
Yes.
yeah, you're a Landry graduate, but over the years there was a lot of transition. There was transition that Landry became Landry Walker,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of very good success from the merger. And
True.
then all of a sudden things came to a head, and LB Landry took the name back.
Right.
What are your thoughts on the transition and then afterwards, but also how it was with that senior year team? And I still remember that story to this day in the Times Picayune. And to me, it was an unbelievable story and a sad story because you had over, I believe, 13, 14 players on the roster, 10 slated to go to Division One, and Katrina happened. Can you tell us about that team as well?
So my team at Landry, oh man, damn, bro, like you bring back memories, but like you said, we had a great team that year. That year we ran through summer league, man. We won like I want to say 15-0, beat everybody in the city. We beat everybody, and everybody just knew that was our year that year. We had one of the best point guards in the state, man. He was a 6'4" point guard named Courtney Miles. We had Ronald Henderson, man. We had me, myself, we had Maurice Foster, my assistant coach, also one of the best in the game, assistant coaches. Coach Nate Roche, and we had Kelvin Hodges. We just had so many players that year, man. I want to say like we were like honestly like 10 of us went to school that year off of Katrina, like just from Katrina. But I happened to go to West Jeff. Me and Coach Nate went to West Jeff. Kelvin, Coach Reese, he went to Helen Cox. So all of us was misplaced everywhere. And Alex Williams, he went to Walker. So but our team was so good where everybody who left, we had 10 players. All 10 players were started at different schools. So that's how good our team was, to tell you. Like everybody that played at our team was started at a different school that year. I actually led New Orleans in scoring that year. Katrina year was Jeff. I averaged like 23 points a game that year. We actually lost probably like 9 games. Coach Rusty, I actually gave him his first. We got a banner hanging up in West Jeff. We made it to the semis, that year. So, that was a great year for West Jeff also, help those guys out like that. I got love for West Jeff, man. They took me in, they gave me the green light, man. Let me do my thing over there. So, I got a lot of love for West Jeff also. But it was just that year, that team, man. I could say this. I can honestly say, if Katrina would have happened, we could have been one of the first teams to start the district, the state championship with us. It would have started with us, like that team we had. Like I can honestly say that. But the merge of Landry and Walker. How do I feel about that? Well, like you said, I'm a Landry guy. I bleed blue and gold, man. I love Landry. I bleed blue and gold. But when the transition from Landry and Walker, I was all for it. Just because it was an Algiers thing, a lot of kids like I can imagine if we had that growing up in my days with those guys that Walker playing with us, we the ones stay easy probably all 3 years. And before that, if you think about it, we had both Lester McKell up over there at Walker, and that's not even 2 minutes away from Landry. So if they would been close, he'd been that Landry, Milton Collins, like the football team, all been together. So all look at the positive things like that, just Algiers being together. But like I say, I'm a Landry guy, man. So I bleed blue and gold. So I'm always be for Landry. I'm for Landry, man. So but like I have nothing no against Walker, nothing against the Orange, but I bleed blue and gold. So when it was Landry Walker, I was for it. I ain't had nothing against it, but it's a little special when it's just Landry, for me, as it's for me, because that's where I'm from. That's where I started my 7th grade year, all the way to 12th grade. I always had plans on going there since I was in the third grade. I knew I was going there my whole life. So, and it's crazy, like now being the head coach. So, I'm a blue and gold guy. So, I believe Landry, man.
Looking at the Algiers history, it was amazing at the time. The head coach, who was the head coach at the time when you was at Landry?
Curtis
Um,
Moore.
Curtis Moore.
Right.
It usually Curtis Moore and Bill Robinson was running things in Algiers. Old Perry Walker was okay programming everything else.
Who Bill Robinson is?
Head coach at in the car.
Oh, see, I ain't had him when I was growing up. I ain't had Bill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had Coach
Okay.
T. Howard and them and Coach Rock and all those guys.
Oh, okay. See, he came later, but I know
Yeah, I
that was
came
like,
later. Yeah, I miss Coach. Yeah, I miss Coach Bill. Okay, yeah.
yeah, Coach
But
Robinson was there a long time, and then all of
oh,
a
okay.
sudden T.
But I used to go
Howard
to
took
club games though.
over.
They had a nice squad though. They did have a nice squad.
Right,
They
back in
did.
the day.
They
And
did.
then things in Algiers kind of changed a bit when Brian Gibson took over at Old Prairie Walker. And, it was just a whole another stratosphere of how the whole area of Algiers had become. I mean, hoops
Hey,
wise, it was just crazy because you had three different transitions
yeah.
at the time. You had Landry running things, then Carr, and then all of a sudden, here comes Old Perry Walker from out of nowhere.
Yep.
So, but it was some great runs back in the day. But I gotta ask you this about a little bit about your uniforms a bit.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's very unique
Right.
of what I've seen this year,
Uh-huh.
especially with the KYC or whatever,
KTK,
KTK.
Kill the Critics. That's my guy. Shout out to Marlinville. That's my guy. That's his brand. He sponsored the guys in uniform. So shout out to KTK. Shout out to Marlinville.
Oh, that's the Marlonville that used to play for Helen Cox.
Yeah, that's his brand. Uh-huh.
Oh wow, awesome,
You know,
man.
his little brother play on my team on Raheemville. That's the other
Oh,
brand.
that's his brother.
That's his
Awesome,
little brother. Uh-huh.
Marlonville, and I hope you remembered him, Jared. He was awesome in Helen Cox.
Oh,
Like
Mm-hmm.
you talking about hops for days, and it
yeah.
was a blessing in disguise because not
That
too
was
many
him.
schools looked at him, and Southeast Louisiana picked
Mhm.
him up, and he had a nice career over there,
Yep.
Great
a
career.
real
He had a
nice
great
career.
career. Right now he overseas in China, doing big things. So he's the big school slept on him, but he actually still got his shot. He making money, providing for his family. So I'm proud of that guy. Every time he come home, he comes to the gym, he talks to the guys. He's a great professional. He do everything right. So I'm just proud of that guy, man. And the uniforms, man. He actually did 3 sets for me, 3 sets. And all 3 sets are illegal. So I gotta get all 3 sets redid, man. They said the gray ones, the logo, they only have one logo on there, so we gotta take a logo off, things like that. But uh with the uniforms, man, uh I love my uniforms. Like I said, I love my uniforms, bro.
It's very unique, man. I
Yeah.
like that LB Landry one with the names on the back,
Oh
but
yeah,
I see what kind of the message that you're sending and everything. I'm gonna have to contact you on Marlinville because that's somebody we definitely gonna have to have on our show.
of course,
Jared, go ahead and continue, man.
of course.
Coach, how do you feel about the new playoff system?
It's kind of strange, by having to buy my first time, so having to buy this first round is kind of uh I actually would want to play to get that rust off, but having a buy, it's okay. My first time actually playing with it, so we gotta see how it goes. But 24 teams, I'm used to 32 teams, so but 24, mm, you're gonna see, man. Gonna be different. Gonna be different. It's tough. And third round and second round game gonna be closer. It's a great competition, Ain't gonna be no walk in the park anymore. So you gotta be ready every game. Every game from start to finish, you get popped in the second or third round. So just bringing it every round now that's the mainly about right now in the new playoff system.
Do you prefer just classes 1A through 5A to have 32 teams in the playoffs, or do you like this new system that we're playing in now?
Uh, honestly, honestly, see, I didn't really get to go through it yet. So in my first year going through the 24 team. So, but I know it's gonna be like tough competition, like from round 1 through round 5, to the championship. But in the 32 top 32 teams, you might have a little leeway in the first and second round. But in the top 24, ain't no leeway. You got to bring it every single night. So from that perspective, just by bringing it every single night, things like that is the only thing gonna be different. Ain't no time for you have no time for like really make mistakes in these type of games because you can't make a mistake in Madison Prep. It's third round now, or you can't make a mistake against Lake Charles Prep. It's the number 9 seed. So just things like that. Just not making mistakes in the early now. You make mistakes in the first round, 32 teams, but now, nah, everybody gonna be like good teams.
Do you think this is like premier dream matchups that a lot of people have been asking for a long time since the split?
I think so. I think this our matchup with Madison Prep. I think that'll be a good matchup. Like everybody will be looking like they're a great championship team. They have. I don't want to downplay them, but probably 8 championships. So that's a great program with Coach Jeff. Like I said, everything that guy does. I love it. But we have 3 over here at Landry. At Landry Walker, same thing. We have 3, and we have 1 runner up. So we're a great program also. So things like that. I think people love to see games like that. So I mean, I would love to see that game too.
Coach, got a first round bye, like you said. You play the winner of the 9 seed Lake Charles College Prep or 24 seed Frederick Douglass. Have you started watching film on any team yet?
Man, I started watching film on everybody. I can't stop watching film. Man, I'm so I watched 3 films all man. It's just like I'm locked in. I ain't gonna lie, I'm locked in, man. I'm watching film. I watch so much film on both opponents already, man. And I also watch film in our third round just 'cause my mind be all over the place. So I just been watching film all day, just trying to get ready for anything, anybody. Like you said, Lake Charles, they're a great team. Douglas, they in a sleeper. They well coached. They have some athletic kids at Douglas. So I think they're gonna be a great game. Also, they're gonna be a team. Who could you can't make the mistakes I was telling you about earlier with Douglas because they'll make you pay. They're well coached and they have some great kids over there. So that'll be a good game. And I'm just ready to see who we play Tuesday so I can really lock in on and just really focus on them. But answer your question, man, I watched so much film on 3 teams already, man. It's crazy. It's
Look,
crazy.
That's good
VK,
homework.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask him this right quick. VK, I'm gonna ask him this:
Good.
will Coach Wallace take that 3-hour ride and watch these 2 teams play in person?
Oh, no, Coach Wilder can't take that ride. Ooh, man, I want to, but them 3 hours gonna hurt me, man. I'll just be like, well, Coach Curran, that's my guy over there at Douglas. So if he fall a little short, I know he'll send me that film or anything, likewise. So I ain't gonna take that ride. But if he win, oh man, I gotta deal with him coming to Landry. I know those guys gonna be ready to come in there. So it's a little rival. We all friends. My kids friends with his kids. So it's gonna be a great game, great atmosphere. And so whoever come, we just ready for him. But that 3-hour ride, I'll pass on this one, man.
Watch the film.
Yeah, I watched the film.
Because usually coaches would take that ride, but I don't really blame you on that either. Because it is kind of long. But
That's a long ride.
but
It
That's
ain't
a
long
long
for
ride.
me,
And then
but
turn
but
around
hey,
right back, man. Woo! I'm
you
dedicated. I'm locked in, but I
I
just watch
think
that
you might
film.
I think you might rather take that ride when you make it to Lake Charles. That would be
You're
Oh,
right.
better,
When I'm
right,
definitely.
taking
Coach?
that ride, we're gonna have a 5-star bus, so where we're gonna lay back and just get ready to pull up. I don't gotta drive or nothing like that, so that's even better.
Yeah, and they
Uh,
got some good places out there in Lake Charles. I know you probably didn't been there, man. So
I only care about one place, man, McNeese.
that's it. See,
wow, hey, see, I like that. I like that.
McNeese.
That's called
Oh, eat.
focus.
I'm eat on the court. We good. We eat on the court.
That's
Like,
called focus, man. I like that. I like
we can
that a
eat on
lot.
the court, man. We eat on the court. I don't got time to be eating. We got one job to do, man. We want one mission. That's to, get that trophy my guy held up last year. Coach Roche, I see you in the building. What's up, big dog?
Coach Roche.
Coach
Hopefully,
Roche
Well,
is frozen.
yeah, he might be froze. He froze over
Yeah,
there
he
when my guy
frozen.
come in. But
Need
nah,
to
man,
get
I'm hoping
back.
for a championship. That's all I want. Either championship. Now after that we could talk, but championships, I don't worry about, bro.
All right. Coach Roche, you there?
Yeah, man. I think I finally got in.
What's up, coach? How you doing, man? Good seeing you, bro.
Coach Rob, how you got?
I'm all right, my guy.
And
Yeah,
and
that's my best friend right there. That's my best friend. A lot of battles on and off that court, man. But that's my guy right there, man. That's my guy in
and
real life.
it's good to have a reunion of a great sorts on this show and everything else because this is a lot of history
Oh yeah,
between these two coaches and these two friends. And like I said before, on our show we like to give props to where props need to be deserved more than anything else.
true.
And especially for y'all two guys and a lot of people always tell me, man, God dog, VK, you got a lot of good memory. How you remember that stuff? It's just the fact, it ain't just the fact I've been in journalism. I watch a lot of sports over the years locally and everything else. And remembering these two also playing for West Jeff and being a part of a Landry team that could have been unbelievably great
Right,
because it was like, I was like, is Landry that good? He was like, no, read this. And then I looked at it and I said, goodness gracious. I mean, this could have been a great team.
right.
So for y'all to giving back to the game more than anything else, that is big for y'all, and it really is a testament of what y'all overcame.
Man, absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's really why we do it, man, to get these young guys the blueprint of, the way to how to make it out. Because most of these guys, most like us, we all have a sports. My mama didn't really have an opportunity to pay for college for me, so I know basketball is my way. So I had to make sure I do everything right, get that scholarship, and make sure I stay in school, get a degree. So, and that made me the guy in the day at LB Landry High School, just being that person, running with those type of guys, and we all had the same dreams, hoop dreams. Now we coaching, so everything worked out perfect for us. Coming from Landry, supposed to say a bad school, but it made us. So can't be that bad. So that's the great thing about it. Giving back to the kids, make sure they get everything they need. Make sure they. That's why I put a name on the back of the kids' jerseys. Because growing up, we know that was something big for us. I want to see my name on the back of a jersey. In high school, my kids saw that, man. Their faces was excited, just to have their name on the back of their jersey. The little things like that, moments like that, they'll cherish and remember forever. So things like that, just I love doing stuff like that for those kids and make sure they have the everything they need in high school. Because once they get out of high school, it's a real life, real world. So I try my best to keep them kids as long as they can be kids for.
Coach Roche, how Coach Rob was to you as a teammate back in the day. I
Well,
hope
we
all
lost
we
it. We lost it for a
we
second. We
lost
lost
signal
it.
for
Oh man,
he's trying to get on. He's been telling me the connection the internet he has is the connection's up and down. So hopefully he's trying to get through and everything else. We had him for
He's
a
on a
second.
tablet.
I believe he's on the tablet. He's not on the phone. He's on the tablet. Tablet or laptop, one of the two.
Yeah, he might have to try a phone. Maybe we'll see.
Okay.
I think he went to a phone. Let's see.
look at my guy.
Okay.
Coach Roche.
Now,
Yeah, man. I was having some problems with my internet over here. Let me know if I'm still lagging on clear, man.
nah, you
We
good. You
got you.
good, coach.
Now you
We got
good,
you.
brother?
Now, I gotta ask you this, coach. How Coach Rob was as a friend and teammate to you at LB Landry?
Man, first of all, that dude was a good friend of me. First and foremost, he always pushed me on the court and off the court to make the best decisions. Me and Rob stayed together, and we shared a bed for Hurricane Katrina. We um, great friends as coaches and adults. So lot of a lot of moments to this guy. We shared a lot of great moments. He always held me, looked out for me as a brother. He welcomed me into his home. He treated me like family.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, absolutely.
Coach,
Eh,
um, going from Landry to West Jeff during Hurricane Katrina, it had to be some type of relief when both of y'all saw each other at West Jeff.
Man, to
You
be
go first.
honest with you, you gonna go first, Rob?
Yeah. Well, so this what happened. So Nate actually was at home. He made it home before me. So I was in Dallas. You know, I called him home. He was like, "Man, you need to come home and finish our last shit at West Jeff." So the coach Rusty, he like, "Man, I got my team already, Rob. You know, I don't think you're gonna make the team." And they was like, "Man, just give him a tryout. You know, just see what he could do." It just so happened I came on a scrimmage day. I came down. I like Coach Nick said. I was staying with Coach Nick. My mom still was in Dallas, so my mom let me go stay with Coach Nick and his parents. They took me in. I lived with them through whole high school career. You know, my 12th grade year. Lived same bed, everything like that. So that's my guy forever, like he said. But uh, that's what it was.
You basically killed
It was
it.
a big.
That's what it was. So
They see my guy.
that's what I did. That
Like,
scrimmage, he
like
let me play that game. I hit eight threes that game, and it was over with. He couldn't tell me nothing. Like I hit,
Mm.
he put me in. He put me in the second quarter, and he didn't think I was gonna do that. But I hit 8 threes in the second quarter. And my first time in West Jeff High School, the gym was crazy. We had a scrimmage, so the whole gym they had all the fans was in there, man. So and ever since that moment right there, Coach Rusty gave me the keys. Like, it's your team, Rob. You know, so that moment right there.
Wow. It's something else going from being the blue and the battling blue bucks to the black and gray and red of West Jefferson. You know,
Right.
regardless, you graduated as a Buccaneer anyway.
I want to say that, man. You know, I love West Jeff, but I bleed blue and gold. You know, but then I got love for West Jeff, though. They know I got love for them, but I bleed blue and gold, man. If you cut me, you'll bleed blue and gold. Ain't gonna bleed red. You'll be blue and gold.
Absolutely. Um, Coach Rob Wallace, thank you so much for being here with us and everything.
Hold up.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
you got some,
Wait
you
a
got something
minute.
else, Jared?
Wait a
Before,
minute. Wait a minute. I didn't dismiss Coach Rod Wallace yet. Hold
My
up. Wait a
dog, go
minute.
ahead, go ahead. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
I'm sorry. Go
Talk
ahead,
to me.
dude.
Talk to me.
Go ahead.
All
Go
right.
Talk
So
ahead.
to me.
this
What you got for me?
last question for Coach Wallace before he get out of here. Coach Nate, I want you in this question too. How would it be for two close friends to meet
All right.
for the state championship? How would it be? Come on, guys.
All right.
you want me to go first?
Go
Yes,
first,
Coach
brother.
Nate, you go first.
I mean, I think it'll be a wonderful opportunity for the culture, for New Orleans, for Louisiana, and that's all I could give you right now.
Me, it'll be bittersweet for me. You know, I want to beat this guy so bad, but I actually want him to win so bad. You know, it's crazy because I want to beat him so bad. I don't know why I can't beat this dude one time. I don't know what it is. This guy just continues to beat me. But nah, man. But honestly, though, it'll be a great feeling, a great atmosphere. You know, just both coming from where we come from. You know, giving back to the kids, man. That'll be one of the best championships. You know, it's gonna be a win-win regardless. You know, but every one of the best championships, you know, just the atmosphere, just seeing my guy over there coaching against him, you know, everything we've been through since we were kids, you know, from far as being players and not coaching in the biggest game in the high school championship, man. That's as a moment, a priceless moment. I'll love to have and I'll cherish with him, but as long as I get the win.
Okay.
Oh.
But we go with that
Coach
guy,
Nate,
man.
okay.
I
see,
let that
see,
guy to that though. But that moment, I have to win. I
Y'all
love this
just had.
guy so much. I
I ain't
cannot beat this
gonna
guy.
get into it,
Respect. I tell my hat to you,
bro.
man.
I'm gonna try to keep it professional. Like I said, it'll be a wonderful experience for all people involved.
Well, I told y'all how I
Especially,
feel. So hey,
see, y'all two remind me so much of me and this guy. I mean, a
right,
couple years ago, like I said, this man here is a Shaw graduate. I'm a St. Aug graduate, and
right,
we wound up going at it, even though we grown now,
right.
and I still ain't forget a couple years ago, and I'm glad he puts that little picture at the end of the new theme. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact
Did
matter
it for
is,
you, bro.
I know, yeah, he put his foot in his mouth and got beat. So that's what it
You
is.
got beat,
But still, we still have a lot of love for one another, and
of course,
I love the
of course,
competitiveness with y'all
of
too.
course.
I hope that y'all two do meet in the title game because it is going to be one heck of a playoffs. Because I'm telling you, that Division 1 and 2 is going to be
Ooh, tough.
something going to be tough. It's
Tough.
going to be tough basketball.
They're gonna be tough. Yep, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, man. Coach Nate, you know, like I said, good luck in the playoffs, brother. You know, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys for having me. You guys have. I'll see you guys hopefully one of these playoff games off Lake Charles for sure, right?
I'm
Hey,
like this.
I got family in Lake Charles, so it's good with
I
me.
see you. I see you that day, man.
I'm like this. I will be in Lake Charles. I'm. It's gonna be unfortunate for anybody that I'm not gonna be able to make any playoff games because of my baseball schedule. I'm a broadcaster for doing junior college baseball, so I
That's where
gotta
you the
go where the
man.
money at. But I'm gonna
That's where you the
still
man,
cover
bro.
it. I'm gonna still
That's
cover
where you
it
the man.
from behind. You know me.
All you gotta do is give me a call and I'll give you the coverage. I got you. Don't trip.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right. All right, guys. Y'all have
All right,
fun,
Coach.
man. I'll see you
Thank
guys.
you,
All
Coach.
All right.
right, all right, Rob.
All
Thank
right.
you.
That was Coach Rod Wallace. Now we are here with Coach Nathaniel Roche. Coach, thank you for joining us. Let me change the background first because
I was just gonna
I know
ask
you're,
y'all.
but
We know that.
hey, I got you covered.
Oh yeah, we do it right here.
There you go. Cover ram in the back.
Okay.
I got you, Coach. Coach, thanks for
Okay.
joining us. Talk about your playing career first.
Played high school basketball at Landry. I graduated from West Jeff. Went to ULM. I played 2 years at ULM, Division I NCAA program. Work out for me that well over there. I didn't do well academic my first year being a kid coming from New Orleans. Bit of a struggle for me because I didn't come from a lot of discipline and organization. My scholarship back, but I still had to gain the trust back of my coaches. So I transferred to Haven University with Rod Wallace. We played together for 2 years. We went to the national event 1 year. The second year we fell short our senior year. And after that, basketball in France for 5 years. In Europe and South America for 5 years.
Talk about your coaching career. How you started off coaching, if you were an assistant, to becoming a head coach.
So I came home, I want to say about 2000. And I wanted to get into coaching. I didn't know what level I wanted to get in, but I started reaching out to my college coach. And one of the things that he told me, he was like, man, maybe you should just to kind of get a feel for the game to see if you like it, because coaching is a lot different. So the first thing I did was, I went to Landry. I saw how they was rolling ships. I didn't want to kind of jump on a bandwagon. So I went back to West Jeff. I found Brian Simmons. Had a great relationship with him. So I reached out and, I told him I want whatever he needed from me. I was ready to give it. So I stayed there about a year as an assistant. So me and Coach Buddy was talking about Carl. They moved in a new building. So he was telling me how much a great opportunity to coach some kids in Orleans Parish, just build that culture back up. So I went over and did a year under him as the assistant.
Okay.
Coach Bryant, Coach Buddy, I stuck around and I stepped the program up. So I've been a head coach 7 years. And from year one, under my leadership, we just been trying to develop it. Things that's bigger than basketball, making it about toughness, just building the identity.
2021, Carver basketball was big talk in the city of New Orleans. Get to the championship against McMain. McMain wins. I want to know, how were you able to get your team to focus on the new season when it started that led y'all to winning a state championship against McMain last season?
I think we kind of was just focused on trying to have a better year. Like we knew that we couldn't get back to that week or that second month or that third month. We knew that it was going to be something that we had to continuously work at. we did was, we looked at the schedule, we put it together, we made it tough, we made it competitive. We worked hard, but we reminded ourselves of that moment where we fell short. The mistakes of us losing the game by what, 1-2 points of free throw.
Right.
Coach Steers? Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, man. It was just about getting them ready and, knowing that we had to take steps to get to that moment, and we couldn't do nothing in that time at that level.
Before I pass it on to VK, talk about your team this year. Talk about the growth and development of your team for this season.
And it's a lot of new guys. We returned 2 starters from last year, from the previous year. Lawrence Nathan started as a freshman for us. Jalen Hicks, he played a lot as a freshman, as a sophomore. Jalen is a senior this year. Bam is a junior this year. A bunch of new guys, new roles, new identity. Like I said, man, we look to play the best opponents in the state of Louisiana and outside Louisiana as well. It's been all about growth, guys learning their new responsibilities along with their new roles. Now that the regular season has ended, I think a lot of the guys has got more comfortable and confident in those roles. Call the Rams in the playoffs.
So, Coach, man, I tell you, what is the possibility of you guys? And I know you're going to be waiting for the winner of, I believe it's Kennedy in I believe, what's the opponent, Jared? Who's Kennedy's playing?
I'm
We
glad
talk
I
about
got
the
you.
Cat.
Turles Catholic.
Turles Catholic. Thank you. Turles Catholic. The possibilities of playing those opponents, Coach, and especially a possibility that you guys will be going against Carver. I'm gonna say Kennedy once again, and one of your good friends, Coach Antoine Bird.
I got a lot of respect for Coach Bird, man. What he done did with his coaching career. He was at Landry. Now he back at Kennedy, and he done built that program back up. And I know those kids are gonna be prepared. I know they're gonna be ready, but we got stuff that we trying to get done. We looking at it as like we hitting the playing our best basketball. My guys gonna be ready.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. And y'all are the defending state champions, and you're rightfully so. And you're the champions until you lose. So I know you're going to continue to keep pushing and pushing to try to get there and everything else. And looking at things down the line, Coach, and I know things don't get easier, but you're used to it more than anything else. Possibly down at you guys might run into another defending state champion, and it could be you guys going against Archbishop Hannon and Coach Errol Golf, and a very, very good and dangerous team. What you can say? Do you think your team is battle tested enough that you guys can go again and be ready and go against a tough Hannon team down the line?
Man, I think Hannon is a really good team. I didn't watch them. Then seeing them up close and personal. But man, we got some really good kids for the challenge. I talked a little bit about Jalen, and I talked a little bit about Lawrence, but we got a time, man. And Dejon Leatherman, and that's a kid that has scored 20 against his opponents. He has a ton of double doubles. He's average. We also starting a freshman, Chesney Sadler, as a point guard, very tough, very disciplined. Nothing less of amazing for us being a general on the floor. And then we also have a senior in a new role as well, Kenwine White. He's a high energy guy. He can shoot it. He can offensive rebound. He can jump over. I got nothing but respect for Hannon. They're a great team. They're the number 2. But like I say, man, we got some really good kids at Carver. They're gonna be well coached, ready to play, and I'm looking forward to the second round and the third round, and whoever we facing.
Absolutely. You sound like the defending champion you are, Coach. And that's real good confidence right there. I know last season with the championship, and there was a moment of all moments that you, and I think it was at the top 28 or days later, you and Brian Simmons was took a portrait together, and I mean that was a great moment. You embraced one another, one mentor to another, and the two main cogs that really brought Carver basketball to light. Can you tell us about that moment?
Man, Coach Brian, Coach Buddy always been a guy that I could call on for advice. You know, play against them this year at Helen Cox. And even in that game, he gave me some, some nutty better this year. Having that moment with him, knowing that me and him started together, all about Carver legacy, learning the history, you know, understanding how he worked, being able to have a moment with him. I think it was a few days later after we had actually won it. It felt good, man. Like that's one of the guys who I learned a lot of the stuff that and having that moment with him was good.
I'm gonna ask you this one more question. I'm gonna let Jared finish things out. How it's been, being, looking at the success of this Carver program that you built over the years, coming from LB Landry to West Jeff to going across and turning around a Carver program that has been well known since the 90s, that you built that program up, especially with new edifices, with a new gym, and one of the toughest places to play in New Orleans. That right now that you're reaping on the success so far, especially winning that title last season.
Man, I think for us to get in basketball, like when I first got the job, I just wanted to work with kids and just out of basketball. We got some kids that was hungry, that was dedicated, and we great players. But more importantly, it was always about creating strong young men in the world. And even with the program being where it's at, with people, starting to recognize us, I think that it's still a lot more that we can do, as coaches, young coaches that's hungry, that's dedicated, that play the game of basketball at a high level. Bartholomew, he played in the G League. Coach Devin Andrews, he was a stellar player at Coach Blair Brunson. He's been a trainer in the community for years. So good that we starting to get the recognition that we deserve because we've been grinding for so long. But like we want to keep it going for as long as we can.
And it's amazing what you have done, Coach, and three big time players, Willie Anderson and also Dorian Finister, Solomon Washington, doing some big things in Division One. But then on top of that, you keep on updating on the other students in the classroom besides outside on the floor. And I really give you a lot of props for that. You know what I'm saying? Really pointed it out, like you said, you want your players to be very well rounded, and it's good for you to give them the shine that they deserve.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Coach Nate Roche, I'll get you out of here on this last question. How do you feel about this new playoff system?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm not used to having to buy the first game. I'm used to getting straight in. Not as bad because we got a lot of time to practice, get in better shape, go over more things. I like the 32 teams, man. I'm gonna just say that, I'm not used to the bye. Is it bad? No, it's not bad because you get the practice, but I like to hit.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Do this kind of remind you, Coach, of the original UFC like the Ultimate Fighting Championship, like everybody just going like the dream matchups more than anything else you're seeing. But I completely understand you want to look at the 32, but I'll just remind you of kind of like those dream matches with these new classifications, these new divisions that they have.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, like Rob said, like Coach Rob talked about, man. That first round, you know, you had a little wiggle room. Now, if you got to buy, you might be looking at a team might be hot. It might, you know, they might be in a groove. So, you know, if you had that buy, you got to come out ready to play because your second round opponent gonna be just as worthy. So it's one of those things, man. It's new. You know, we gotta all just adjust to it.
Well, Coach, we hope that we hope you guys can handle business. And I know you're the defending champs. You're the defending champs till you go down, but I know you're going to keep fighting and everything else. And it'll be something else if you guys can get back to Lake Charles for the fourth year in a row. So that would be unbelievable feat at Carver. We don't see that too many times with too many high schools. Very few in the city of New Orleans that has done that, being in the top 28 for 4 years in a row.
Hey, man, before y'all let me out here, I just want to shout out my 20 that we played all our games on the road. That was the team that kind of really laid the foundation these last few years. Those kids, didn't have any home games. They played on the road and they made it to Lake Charles, and they set the tone. They set the direction for what. So I want to shout out Michael Paggio. He's at Alcorn State playing basketball with Anderson. Sean Banks, those kids are at community college, and we just want to keep helping as many kids to the next level, whether they playing basketball or getting a free education.
And it seems like, and we got to give you a lot of credit. That's a big transition, especially with your program, especially that team itself being forced to play all the games on the road because of an incident, but you overcame it and got to the top 28 in itself. And we talked off air before we first met, Coach Nate, and like I said, I'm very proud of what I've seen. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a coach that had to make adjustments on the run, and he made the big adjustment after that year in itself. And Carver became more of a disciplined team because you said it yourself. After that year, you was like, okay, I got to change some things up because if we're going to win state, if we're going to be a school that they're going to continually disrespect, nah, we got to change it. We want to prove the state wrong. And I give a lot of credit. We got to give a lot of credit to Coach Nate, Jared, a lot of
Most
credit to this
definitely.
man.
Yes,
Because I'm
sir.
telling you, it took a lot. And I know that incident was a moment in itself, but at the same time, a lot of coaches sometimes with a moment. We seen it. We talked about an incident earlier before the season ended, and that was very unfortunate that two teams being knocked out the playoffs kind of changed things for two classes and everything. But sometimes coaches gotta always make an adjustment, especially with moments like that.
Absolutely.
Coach Nate Roche, we want to wish you the best of luck in the playoffs. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it so much.
Ciao, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it,
Definitely. Thank you,
Coach.
Coach. That was Coach Nate Roche. We bring in Mr. George Peppers. Let's talk
What?
about George Peppers. Yeah, he's waiting. He's in the lobby. He's waiting.
What?
Let's talk about the chances for Carver and Landry. What are your thoughts? And I'll go after you.
Well, my thoughts on Carver and Landry. I think Landry has a great chance of getting to the top 28 and everything else. Uh, Madison Prep is going to be a very, very tough opponent and everything else. But like I said before, I'm going to say it again. This is a battle tested Landry team. Battle tested. Not just this year, but over the last 3 years, especially with those seniors. I think they're going to play no fear, and I think they're going to have a chance against Madison Prep. Madison Prep will be the favorites, but at the same time, I would not be surprised that LB Landry might go up there to Baton Rouge and get it done and go get in and make a trip to the top 28.
Well,
And then for Carver, Carver, I think they got a good chance too. I think both sides have the tough side. I think Carver has it a little more tough, especially with their youth. But I think their experience is continuing to grow and get better and better. I ain't gonna lie, the Kennedy game is gonna become if Kennedy gets it done. If they get it done against Sterling, that's gonna be a tough matchup. But I think the experience of Carver will get it done probably. But the Hannon matchup is going to be, oh my goodness, that is going to be a really, really tough matchup for Carver and for Hannon, but especially for Carver because this Hannon team, if you look at their schedule, man, these guys, even when one of their teammates, one of the guys who transferred last season, the one that transferred this year, um, and I believe I forgot his name. It was on top of my head, but everybody else has picked it up. Coach Yarrow Golf has done wonders in this team here comparing to last year.
yeah.
So it's going to be an unbelievable matchup. Carver's not going to be afraid to play. They're going to be ready. I think Hannon and Carver probably will be the best game in the quarterfinals because that is going to be an absolute war.
I'm gonna say this though, man. I already told you I think this is the best playoff bracket out of all of them. Division two select. Three state champions. Another team was a semifinal in Archbishop Shaw. Peabody is a known basketball traditional team. It's just great basketball all around. You look at it. But to speak of Landry, man, he got he got his best player back. And when I thought number 5 was the best player on the team, that is dangerous right there, bro. For a coach
Mm-hmm.
to say we got our best player back from injury, and I'm thinking 5 was the best player.
And
That
and
is scary.
and
That
should
adds so much more to
and you
any matchup. Go ahead.
and you have to look. You have to see you and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but at the same time, Shavor Nicholas really has stepped up tremendously since the injury. And it's amazing how they have continued to win. And I thought Miles was back sooner, but at the same time, it was like, nah. He was out at the time. Now he's about to come back 100%. Yeah, that's gonna make Landry a little more dangerous because Miles Johnson can really, really play. He can really, really play. He's gonna be an X factor. And you're gonna need him, especially going against Madison Prep.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think that changes the concept of this matchup, period, with Madison Prep and Landry with the returning of an injured player who's the best player of the team. So right now, I'm sticking with Madison Prep to win it all, but that quarterfinal matchup, if it happens, that's gonna be spectacular. And then for Carver and Hannon to meet in that quarterfinal, don't overlook Kennedy. I think Kennedy gonna give
Right.
Carver everything they can handle.
I agree. I agree
Yeah,
with you.
I
I
really
agree.
think so. I think that's gonna be a great matchup. But
I think to me, like Madison Prep is the favorite. You picked them as your state champion.
yeah,
You know, I'm like this. If it comes down to it, if it's definitely Madison Prep the favorite, but the team I think that could pull it off if it's not Madison Prep is Archbishop Hannon.
okay,
I'm being honest because after what I seen last season, it's like, bruh, and they're doing it again, even without Samaje McClendon after he transferred. The Timmons boys is just racking them up, and the rest of the teammates from Hannon and the way Coach Golf is coaching these boys, it's crazy to me. I'm saying that because I tell people all the time, go back and watch Liberty Hannon. Go back and watch that because I'm telling you now, they tough. They tough boys. They not coming in there laying down. They coming here bringing it. They're gonna bring you. They're gonna take it to war. So there's gonna be a battle for 4. So you know what I'm saying. I no disrespect to Peabody. I wouldn't be surprised Peabody will be there. It might be Peabody at Madison Prep for the title. but we're gonna see starting tomorrow
Yeah.
because you're gonna have one or two things gonna happen. You're gonna have the top between Division 1 and 2 in select. You're gonna have the top tier teams. You're gonna have chalk all throughout, or between first, second, and third, you're gonna have a wild finish. Because if top teams fall left and right, it's gonna get nuts. It is gonna
I'm
get straight nuts.
I'm gonna say this: it's a lot of murderers row in this bracket, except for the bottom half of the top bracket. And that's why I say I think Shaw got favorable matchups to get to the semis. I know you spoke highly of Evangel, but I still think Shaw in that bottom half of that top bracket has the most favorable matchup to get to the semis to face a Madison Prep or Landry again.
And I
Just
have to
my opinion.
and I have to think about I have to think about it again a little bit. And I'm leaning towards you a little bit on it. You know what I'm saying? I think it is favorable for Shaw. I don't know how good Vanderbilt Catholic is,
Right.
but Shaw has been there. And Shaw has a nice supporting staff with Cam. So we'll see what happens. But I'm saying I'm not underestimating Evangel because that team snuck up on people last year. And don't be surprised they're gonna come down to Marrero ready to fight. I know George Pepper said it's not gonna be close at all, but I'm just saying teams like this, nobody thought Evangel gonna do what they did last year to get to the semis. So these guys is a good program. Shaw, I think Shaw is gonna win it, but it's gonna have to take a full quarter effort, meaning it's gonna have to be they're gonna have to pull away for a quarter and just win the game. It's gonna look like the game against Caddy last year. It was a ball game till late in the third, get into the fourth, and they took off.
Nah, Shaw took off in the second quarter. Second quarter. I was there.
No, I was there too.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were there. You were next to me. I kind of forget.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forget.
Cadlick made it a little interesting, but then when Shaw put the foot on the gas, that was it. You know, they put the foot on the gas.
That 3-pointer at the end of the first half, the buzzer at the end of the second quarter. Yeah, it was a long night for Cadillac after that one. It was done. But that being said, bringing our good friend George Peppers. What's up, man?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing tonight? Nice
Good.
to be with y'all.
Yeah, man. Long time, man.
Long
Welcome back.
time.
Yeah, that's been. Yeah, but you know that elongated work schedule does things, and just a pleasure to join y'all. I'm hearing y'all back and forth about the basketball playoffs, and look,
Yeah, Division II select boys. Yes, that's where we at.
I see where y'all at. I was looking at the bracket while you were talking, and again, not having been in any games, y'all will probably have me beat in that regard. But I look at the bracket and I seem to like Shaw more and more and more to get not just to the semi. Remember, if they get Madison Prep, that thing's going to be in Lake Charles, neutral court. It's not nobody's home game. I think Shaw stands a reasonable chance to knock them off. If it should be Madison Prep, but Landry may give us a little something in the quarterfinal. Uh, if they get there. But Landry doesn't have any walkover by any means. I mean, they have the bye, but then they get probably Lake Charles College Prep. That's another up and comer.
Yep.
You guys have. I mean, I would think you guys would get through, and an LVK has been singing the praises of Evangel, but I'm.
Where'd he go? Who cut his mic? Where'd he go?
See, the Evangel people's got to him now. See, I'm telling you, anybody who come and watch the Hash It Out show, somebody says certain things. A school or somebody is coming, clipping mics off and connections. I'm telling you, somebody's hacking on the show.
Reset and come back, George. Reset
and come back. I'm telling you, somebody
just
is
cut just like that. Cool. Oh man,
I'm telling you, when they said Evangel, I bet you the people was like, click. We're gonna get George like right quick.
Oh man, yes indeed. Hey, but I think this is the best bracket for basketball, in my opinion, of great teams. And
well, Division 1 and 2. I can't really pick which one's the best one. This is your two toughest brackets. Actually, three, because you can't forget about Division 5. Division 5
With the
non-select.
Wiley and all them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got you.
Those are the three toughest brackets going into the boys playoffs this week.
Yes, but when
Because
you got three defending state champions, a semifinalist from last year, a traditional power in Peabody, dude, that speaks a lot for itself.
of course. But then also you look at Division 1, you have state champions on there as well. You have state champions and
From
also big
last
time
year,
state powers. Scotlandville,
who
St.
else?
Thomas More, St. Aug a couple years ago.
See, I'm saying last year, but yeah, St. August a power. Yes, they are.
Yes, St.
They are
Aug
a
a
power.
power. And also John Everett, who's making a triumphant return. And you look at Southwood, who is a program that is starting to emerge, and that's usually a big time girls power.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while since Southwood boys. I remember they got into the top 28. I think the last time John Everett got to the top 28 itself. So Southwood is coming up as well. So my thing is like I said, both divisions are very top heavy, and they're gonna be very very tough. Like I'm not knocking what Division 2 has. Division 2 is amazing, and Division 1 is amazing. It's hard for me to pick, but those two are tough. And then Division 5 in the non-select, it's gonna be an absolute war in all three of those divisions, and those are the toughest that's gonna be going into the playoffs.
George, are you back?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
All right.
listening.
Go ahead,
And
finish your
I
statement.
just want to
You
bring the
say
red carpet to Eric Tuesday night, though, when St. Aug makes the trip to John Eric High. I'm gonna bring the red carpet for one BK Jones. And I'm also gonna bring a sack of crawfish so we can nibble on while Eric beats down St. Aug. So
Woo,
it's all
George,
good,
man,
man.
you coming out talking, brother. Uh,
That's right,
uh,
baby. But it's all love, dude. You already know.
hey, listen to me. I'm not gonna talk any kind of smack. I've been on this podcast
Hmm.
saying and saying, and I gave some good praise to St. Aug, but I gave a lot of praise to Eric. And
You
I
should.
said that this is gonna be a tough out for St. Aug, because of
Hmm.
the fact of the matter is how battle tested that John Everett team is, and then the depth that they have in the front court.
But
So it's gonna,
y'all won the district, dude. Y'all district champs. Y'all ran through a tough district, a lot of teams in the playoffs. Y'all are not look, I'm saying all that and it's all in fun. But on the
yeah.
to be completely honest, 8-9s are always nip and tuck, and it should be a close
It's gonna
game.
it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be
Yep,
an absolute great game. I
sure.
wish I could be there Tuesday night. It's
Well,
unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Chalmette. It's unfortunate that Nunez is playing Southwest Mississippi on a Tuesday night, or
rain
maybe a
dance.
game. So
Rain
I,
dance.
I'm hoping the
he
rain.
hoping for it.
I'm
I
hoping
know,
for
huh?
it. I'm hoping for it because I really want to be there for this one, because this will be the first time probably ever I'm going to miss the entirety of the boys playoffs, except when they get to Lake Charles. So good thing I caught most of the girls playoffs. So it's just a fact. I just it just ain't never happened, but hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna cover the boys behind the scenes like we do. But at the same time, I would love to be at that game with John Eric on Tuesday night. And I'm like this: I don't care who wins the game. I know deep down as a St. Aug graduate, I would love for the Aug to win, but I just know as a realist, it's gonna be a tough freaking game, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not I know I'm confident, but I'm not too confident because I know what kind of opponent St. Aug is going against. And if a team that's great, like if a team that's great like a Scotlandville, be like, oh, we're gonna bust them up. It's nothing. But when you see another team that matches well, it's like, okay, I'm gonna humble myself and be like, wait a minute, we ain't gonna go in there just wiping the floor against these freaking people. That you just gotta be a realist sometimes. I'm too much of a realist. And that's what it is. And a lot of times I'm right, a lot of times I'm wrong. But it is what it is. But it's going to be a great matchup on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to it. If St. Aug gets by Karen Curl first, that's the thing.
George, I want you to go back to what you were saying about Evangel and Shaw.
Right. All right. As far as the game, they get St. Louis Catholic tomorrow night, correct? 21 at 12
That's right.
at Evangel. Now you're
Yes.
asking that group to knock off a St. Louis team that comes out of a pretty decent district. I think they, not having seen neither one of those teams, I don't know if you guys have or know of. I mean, I know we know about some of them. I feel like Shaw, when you have that dude on your roster in Cameron Johnson, who's one of the best guards to come out of the state of Louisiana in the last decade, just me. But I feel like as explosive as he is, that's going to make Shaw tough out. I don't know if Evangel, after that bus ride, when they get down here to Shaw, well, first of all, how hospitable will you guys be when they get there? Will y'all roll out the mat for them or whatnot? But I don't know if Evangel's seen the kind of caliber of players they're going to see when they get to Archbishop Shaw and Cameron Johnson. Look, I'm not going to look ahead, and I know we're not supposed to look ahead because you're looking at the task at hand. But VK, I get your love for Evangel in the sense that what they did last year, but let's temper it because they surprised people. Nobody thought they had it in them last year. Now they may be a victim of expectation. Maybe their people are like, well, we got to the semifinals last year. We should be fine. Hold on, boys. Y'all have not seen this dude. And if y'all do beat St. Louis, y'all making a trip to Shaw. And that game's Tuesday night also, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
If and it'll be at Shaw. Now, VK, I do have to ask. I see August playing tomorrow against Carencro, but not at all. Why is it at 35?
St. Aug's gym has not been worked on since the fire a couple years ago at the gym.
They still haven't fixed it. Holy
Well,
cow!
they're still trying to work on things, but
Mm.
it has not been fixed yet. So a lot of their home games was played over at St. Mary's the majority of the season. So they're playing. Look like they're playing. If they're playing at home for their home games in the playoffs, they're playing at McDonald 35 for the allotment of the people to try to fill in. To have the right amount for the gym to allow. So that's why they're playing their home game in McDonald 35.
Big jump. Big jump.
Big jump.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's get to the girls' brackets. We had the girls' quarterfinal games tonight. Let's get started with it. Number 1, Walker defeated number 8, Chalmette, 60-33. Walker's going to Hammond. They will take on the 5 seed defending state 5A champions, Ponchatoula, as Ponchatoula defeated the 4 seed, Zachary, 65-57. That's a semifinal rematch from last year. Number 3, Barb, 73 over number 11, East St. John, 59. Barb, Lady Bucks are going to Hammond. They're going to face Michaela Williams and her team Parkway. 2C Parkway defeats number 7, Natchitoches Central, 58-24. Now let's go to Division 2 non-select. Number 1, Wassman defeated 8, Bastrop, 61-24. Number 4, South Beauregard defeats number 5, Lagrange, 59-21. Yeah, wow. Didn't see that coming. Number 3, Bruley defeats 22 Jennings, 52-28, and still no score from Albany and West Feliciana. But when I was watching the game, Albany was up very big on West Feliciana. So I think Albany got the job done. Yep. So it's number 2, Albany against number 3, Bruley. Number 1, Wassman versus number 4, South Beauregard. Division 2 non-select. Division 3 non-select. Rose Pine, the 1 seed, defeats number 8, West St. Mary, 66-51. And number 5, Union Parish defeated 13, Westlake, 47-30. So Rose Pine will take on Union Parish. Number 3, Springfield goes down to 11. Winfield, I think you and I said that last night, VK.
Yes, we did.
11 Winfield defeats Springfield 65-49. And a meet defeats Bogalusa 74-42. It will be a meet versus Winfield. Division 4, non-select. Number 1, White Castle goes down to number 9, Oakdale, 54-31.
Wow.
Oakdale
Shocker.
going to Hammond. And number 4, Arcadia over number 5, Homer, 56-42. Oakdale versus Arcadia. The other half of the bracket. Number 3, Oak Grove defeated LaSalle, 35-26. And I don't have a score for Lakeview and East Beauregard, but Oak Grove will take on the winner of that game. Division 5, non-select. Number 1, Fairview defeated Hicks, 89-46. Reeves over Midland, 44-41. Florian defeated Gibson and Coleman, 53-52. And Hathaway over Anacoco, 58-48. Hathaway versus Florian. And Fairview versus Reeves in Hammond. Now on to Division 1 select. John Curtis defeated Liberty 85-59. Scotlandville over Ben Franklin 66-40. Curtis versus Scotlandville. No score for St. Thomas More versus Warren Easton, but Lafayette, the 2 seed, defeated number 7 Huntington 51-41. Division 2 select. Lafayette Christian Academy over Hannon 71-47. Peabody over Bolton 38-29. It's Lafayette Christian versus Peabody.
Before you continue, I do have an update from St. Thomas More and Warren Easton. Congratulations going to St. Thomas More. Big victory over Warren Easton. They go to the top 28. A final score of 53-28. St. Thomas More over Warren Easton.
Okay. So back to Division 2 select. St. Louis Catholic, the 3 seed, took on number 6 De La Salle. It wasn't close. St. Louis Catholic defeated De La Salle 70-45.
Goodness.
St. Louis Catholic going to Hammond, and Vanderbilt Catholic big over Buckeye 66-14. Division 3 select. No score for Newman versus Glenmora. I don't have a score on that one. VK might look it up for me. But
Yes, sir.
Parkview Baptist, the 5 seed, defeats the 4 seed, St. Thomas Aquinas, 49-46. Parkview Baptist to the top 28 in Hammond. Episcopal defeats Homer Christian 33-13.
Wow.
Yeah. And
wow. That's the score.
What a score, yeah. And as far as Glen Oaks and Holy Savior Menard, I don't have a score on that one.
I have a score on Newman and Glamora.
All right.
Congratulations going to the Newman Lady Greenies. Final score and a tight one. 38-30 is the final score. 38-30 Newman over Glamora.
All right. Division 4 select. Southern Lab big over Delta Charter, 68-19. Central Catholic over Washita Christian, 56-44. Hamilton Christian, 6 seed, defeated Highland Baptist, 51-46. And Northwood Lena, what'd you say?
And you was talking about Highland Baptist, right?
Darn right I was. It happens. Northwood Lena over Cedar Creek, 67-37. So Hamilton Christian versus Northwood Lena, and Southern Lab versus Central Catholic. And then we go to Division 5 select.
I do have an update on Holy Savior Bernard and Glen Oaks.
All right.
Final score, Holy Savior Menard, congratulations to the Lady Eagles. They defeat Glen Oaks. Great ball game, 57-51.
Wow. Good game. All right. And Division 5 for the girls. Number 1, Oak Hill over Family Community. 73-14. Yeah. Number 5, Plainview over 4, Claiborne Christian. 73-54. J.S. Clark Leadership Academy, the 3 seed over number 6, Avoyles Public Charter. 56-15. And number 2, Family Christian over St. Joseph, 50-37. So it's Oak Hill versus Plainview and J.S. Clark versus Family Christian. I want to go back to Division 1 non-select right quick. It's Walker versus Ponchatoula, the rematch of the semifinals last year. I think we get another great game. We saw Ponchatoula play on YouTube earlier today. I think Ponchatoula would have won by more, but they made a lot of mistakes, but were able to able to bounce back from the mistakes they made. And once they stopped making mistakes, they were able to just really be the better team than over Zachary. Plus number 15, we talked about it yesterday. I don't remember her name except the last name is Jackson. She took over in that second half also. What are your thoughts about Ponchatoula first, VK? Then I go to George after.
Not too. I'll tell you one thing. There were some mistakes. It is not surprising because of the fact that Ponchatoula still a young team and everything else. They still gain a lot of experience with the tough teams they played against, but at the same time, you're on the road in a very hostile environment, and sometimes mistakes are going to happen. But the thing is, you have to bounce back from it. And Zachary gave Ponchatoula their best shot. They made about 7-8 threes, and coach was dead right on Coach Landesh, who we had last night, and she was right on the scouting report. Zachary shot very, very well, and they really did some good things. But at the same time, credit Ponchatoula for bouncing back and answering the call. And that's what good teams do. When it comes down to it, regardless of the mistakes, you gotta answer the bell. Answer it when it's there. When you're like a rope-a-dope, you gotta answer it before you go down. And they answered big time, and especially late in the fourth quarter with some huge plays. Even though that Zachary tried to come back, but credit Ponchatoula for putting that ball game away. That's a good team. That's a team that's going to give Walker problems. Walker is the team to beat. Walker could try to get vengeance, but I think Ponchatoula is going to really come there ready to fight and ready to roll.
I won't say Walker's a team to beat. You know why I don't say they're the team to beat? Because Ponchatoula beat Walker last year in the semis and then beat Parkway. So if they're the team to beat, it's defending state champions in this division.
I agree with that. And I think more than anything else, I think Parkway is more the team to beat than Walker, because Michaela Williams in there, they remember last year and they want that title bad. So trust me, that to me, that's the really dangerous team outside of Ponchatoula. No disrespect to Walker. No disrespect to that program. Like I said, these are two programs that are going to be looking for revenge on the defending champs. Now the defending champs are back in their backyard. We'll see what happens next week.
George, any thoughts about Ponchatoula?
George? Oh, no, they got him again.
Gosh.
They
got him again. Oh.
They is.
Okay, what they showed you tonight, Ponchatoula, was they overcame a lot of adversity, road environment, mistakes, youth, and whatnot. They still found a way to win. Walker is the 1 seed, but the number 1 doesn't mean they're automatic. Let's not get, none of us are saying that. I'm of the same opinion as you two. I believe Ponchatoula on, I don't want to say it's a fact a home game because it's in Hammond, and Ponchatoula's not that far, and Walker's going to have to make a little bit of a trip. I think Walker's got it on their mind for a little bit of catchback. of course. I mean, because they got knocked out last year by this same Green Wave team. Well, it's been good for Green Wave in the sense of anything, hasn't it? I mean, now you got this team into the semifinals. The football team had a great year. But look, all kidding aside, I think Ponchatoula wins that game. I think they're going to clean their game up. I think, they made a bevy of mistakes. And VK mentioned Parkway. I get Parkway. I mean, Michaela Williams, I haven't seen her, done enough reading. Heard she's an amazing talent. Um, they're going to be I think they're going to the finals. And whoever comes out of Ponchatoula Walker sees Parkway in a championship setting. Uh, Early prediction in that regard. But I'm going to take the team. To be the team, you got to beat the team. And Ponchatoula, to me, is that team. Clean game. Put it this way. Here's the question. If all teams being equal, who plays their best game? Who's the best team here? I believe it's Ponchatoula. If they play their best game, they're better than any of the three remaining teams with them in this semifinal.
I agree. I agree with you. I want to ask y'all right quick about John Curtis girls, right quick. Let me get to the bracket.
And before you ask that, the shocking score to me, and we looked at it, the White Castle score. That was a shocking score because I was like, wow, one seed goes down like that at home. That just shows one thing. Even though if you're the one seed, you got to come with your game right. And I looked like White Castle must have didn't come to play, not knocking them, but they must have had a bad night because man, they get beat by 25 at home. It's like wow, it's crazy. It kind of and it's kind of a comparison. I'll kind of make a little bit, but it's almost like the year Hollis Price, Quantas White, St. Aug winning the state title. They had to go to Salmon against Chris Duhan, and they beat Salmon by 25 at Salmon. That is like whoa, it's like eye opening right there. So, but it's a shocker right there because we know how good that White Castle girls program is.
All right. So last thing we're gonna touch on, John Curtis girls. VK, you and I went see them play when they played Bird. They beat Bird 79-41. They just defeated Liberty 85-59. Talented and athletic. They're about to play a Scotlandville team who is also talented and athletic. Can Scotlandville keep up with John Curtis at all?
I think it'll be an interesting matchup early. I think it'll be very interesting. I think Scotlandville is going to present some problems potentially for Coach Alondra Brown's team. But I think Coach Alondra Brown will figure things out, make some good adjustments. And if the guards stay out of foul trouble and everything else, and the defense makes some big stops, if they make some big stops early, it'll look like the game we went to on Monday with Bird. Like if they go on a big 12, 15 nothing run, it might be trouble for Scotlandville. So Scotlandville is going to have to really show their toughness early, but not just that, they're going to have to make plays and they're going to have to really stay on task because I'm telling you, if they slip up, John Curtis has that killer instinct and they can knock you out quickly.
George Peppers, can anyone keep up or beat John Curtis girls in Division One Select?
I think when you look at the remaining teams that are here, Lafayette has the credentials to do it, but they've got a semifinal date in their side, and I would make them the favorite. Now, as far as John Curtis, Alondra Brown's got a nice team again. The thing about this is it's spreadability. Which team has that ability to go on a game deciding run to 12-0, 14-0, something like that? Uh, I think Curtis has that, and in a matchup against a really good Scotlandville team, I think that makes the difference. I think Curtis can be that team to get that blitz, and take a little bit of separation and move on. Not knocking Scotlandville at all, but go with what you know than what you don't. And John Curtis is what we know really well. But I keep harboring back to that 2 seed in Lafayette. I think they're going to be a real tough out in that semi. Should be an interesting game, but right now I would lean towards John Curtis. You guys have seen those girls play, so y'all have a better visual than I do. But just on the cusp, right now I would lean the way of the Patriots for a state championship.
I think the St. Thomas More and Lafayette's game is going to be a great ball game. That is going to be a great ball game in that semifinal. Whoever wins that is going to go on. But I really think looking out of those two teams, Lafayette presents the better matchup against John Curtis, and I think they're going to give Curtis a lot of problems. I've seen Lafayette play. Very good coach, a very experienced team. They're going to give Curtis a lot of problems. I think Curtis will still win it, but Lafayette's going to be a very worthy challenger.
All right. There you have it. George Pepper's got any last words before we close out the show?
I mean, just it's another good night. I mean, I watched most of your interviews from the that you coaches had on earlier from Landry and from Carter, and wish all the local teams in New Orleans and the West Bank and the East Bank, all the teams in the area, we wish y'all the best of luck and continued success as you guys have had amazing years. And look, as an Arid alum, I'm proud of the fact that John Arid has come this way. After a couple of lean years, we're into the playoffs and we get a bye week. We understand the challenge that awaits in round two. Because I think St. Aug beats Karen Crow and makes the trip to John Arid next Tuesday. But just the fact that the Patriots have gotten into the playoffs and now are relevant again, but it's a one game, well, for them, a 4-game season. First team to 4 wins it. Hopefully it's John Arid, but realistically, if they don't win it, look, whatever happens from here is great. I mean, just simply put, but to do this with y'all, what is the next show, Jared? Have you not planned it out yet?
So, we haven't planned it out yet.
All
Either
right.
Monday or Wednesday. We gonna talk, me and VK, and I know the top 28 starts when Monday.
Starts Monday in Hammond. So
Okay.
this starts Monday, and we'll talk when we're do a show. We might be doing possibly one show next week the way it's looking. I don't know about 2, but maybe 1, because Tuesday I have Nunez baseball versus Southwest Mississippi, and I'm thinking it's gonna be between Monday and Wednesday because Jared has to be out of town Thursday.
Yep.
So it's gonna be, or if he does a show Thursday, it might have to be on location wherever he is. But at the same time, it's gonna be kind of tight.
Thursday is out because I fly in, I gotta go check in, I gotta go pick up somebody from the karate tournament, and we drive to Arlington and watch Kaylin and them coach.
Oh,
watch the game. Yeah. So that's so. I tell you what. As I think about it now, it just hit me. Wednesday we'll go. We'll go Wednesday.
We'll go
Definitely.
Wednesday with the show. One show next week.
We'll do a show on Monday.
We'll do a show. Oh wait. Oh, so you're talking about Hammond Wednesday?
Yes, Hammond Wednesday.
Okay, Hammond Wednesday. Monday we'll do the show. Okay,
Monday we do a show. There we go.
That'll be our only show of the week. So
Yep.
We'll put everything together there. That's it.
Definitely. Now, before I let you get your last words in, VK,
no problem.
Something said for me just to go look at the boys' brackets right quick. So I'm just going through the brackets, and there is an upset that happened already. Division 3 boys, non-select.
Wait. They played a Thursday game?
Did we have a Thursday game that happened? Yes.
Oh, God.
Here it is.
Okay.
Division 3, non-select. 24 seed Red River upsets the 9th seed Sterlington, 51-49. Red River, 24 seed, awaits the winner of Ville Platte and 25 seed St. James. We got an upset already.
Wow. I mean, what this came out of left field just now, because it's just like the one night we did the girls playoff updates and they had a game a day early. When this happened? Like how we know this? Like, but wow, they played on a Thursday night. I don't know
on
why.
Thursday.
So
Division
wow.
4. Division 4, 7 seed Delhi defeated 26 Logan Sport 59-13. Delhi waits ring gold or block. I'm still checking to see Division 5. 12 Stanley defeated 21 Calvin 53-45.
Okay.
Now I'm going to the select. Division 1, nobody. Good. Division 2, nobody. Division 3, we do have a score. 13, Ascension Episcopal 43, Notre Dame 29, and Catholic New Iberia 10 seed over Thomas Jefferson 51-40. Division 4, there's one score. Number 9, St. Frederick over 24 River Oaks. Division 5, no scores. All right, VK, last words before we go home.
Well, we are home, but when we cut out.
You know what I mean. Close the show out.
Yeah. I know. But it was good to have this show tonight and everything else. It's good to have this platform. We're continuing to grow and grow. We thank y'all for commenting and we thank you for joining us. Join us each and every week. Subscribe to JB Your Sports Guy and also Mr. Steal Your Dibs if you want to and you want to hear some wrestling stuff. But also Vashon K. Jones, VK Jones on your YouTube and whatever, and look for us on Facebook as well. So, but we appreciate the support, man. We appreciate having the coaches on tonight. And, we're getting better and better. We're hopefully we're going to do maybe a couple of live things from Lake Charles or whatever. We'll see what happens, but we're growing and growing, bro. I love what we're doing. And Jared and I, Jared, you're doing some great work with the hosting. Don't mean to step on your toes sometimes, but I try not to. But
that's right. I'll put you back in your place. That's all.
And that's what you need to do. That's what you're supposed to do because this is your show. You know what I'm saying? See, that's how much love and respect we have for each other. You know what I'm saying? All I try to do is try to help people get in where they need to be, and they can go forward. They know they can do it on their own. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look for nothing back. If they want to give back, it's all cool. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I lead them to success. So appreciate being on. It was fun. George?
Yes, sir. I
Last
gotta say
words.
this. Oh, well, I'm gonna say this. If John Aaron beats St. Augustine, I'm gonna buy VK Jones a plane ticket to that darkness retreat that Aaron Rodgers says came out of in Oregon. I'm sending you there for some contemplation and meditation. If Aaron beats St. Augustine, I'm not saying they will. I'm not guaranteeing it. But I've got your spot reserved, my brother. They got a porta potty and they've got everything you need, amenities, all that good stuff in that little retreat. You could get with Aaron Rodgers too. And I say that tongue firmly planted in cheek. I wanted to get that in because I knew it would elicit a laugh. But let me be serious. Let me be serious for a minute. Because Monday I have a doctor's appointment and they are testing me. They are testing me for cancer. They're doing a minimal invasive procedure. They found traces of blood in my urine, so they're going to test for cancer on Monday. So I'm asking for thoughts and prayers in that respect. So I'll find out. That's just minimal chance, 2%, but still, 2% still got me thinking. So I want that thing to be zero, and I'm clean and good. So just thoughts and prayers would be greatly appreciated going forward. And I'll let y'all know what happens Monday. We're doing a show Monday night, right?
That's right.
Because I am off. That is my last day of the 4-day weekend. So I'll be able to join you guys just at times, what, about 7, 8?
8.
8 o'clock. Okay, fair enough.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
That works. But yeah, I'll join y'all and heck, who knows? I mean, I don't know if I'll find out anything Monday, but just thoughts and prayers.
You got that.
You got it.
You got that.
You got that. Me and Jared already has a little a little bet when you mentioned it earlier.
I'm about to say that same thing.
Yeah, we got a little 2-drink bet going on.
Yeah,
The
he
bet
thinks North Shore is getting to the semifinals.
Oh no. So Shaw gets to the semifinals. What's the bet?
So
no. The bet is for North Shore. I'm
Oh,
one of the
North
one.
Shore.
I'm one of the ones that's saying North Shore has a chance to probably win state because of the fact of the wide open Division One in non-select.
Correct. It
So
is
my
wide
thing,
open.
yeah, exactly, and he said that they won't get back to Lake Charles.
I said
And
they're not get to the semis. No, they're not.
see, and he's making me look like a fool. All I'm gonna tell you, like whoever wins it will buy 2 drinks,
That's
and it will probably
yeah.
be most likely in Lake Charles.
When don't
So
we
Right.
make you look like a fool, though?
no, I'm
Between
saying,
me and Jared, when don't we put you in fact check
For
Central?
real. It's real
oh
talk.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I mean, Yeoman Stadium. I still remember that discussion. That was a financial lesson you learned that night, sir. Just bring it up, Jared. Am I right?
Yeah,
You are
yeah,
right. Yes.
It was a blustery night, and it was a
yeah.
cold. It was a pretty cold night.
It was a
So
cold night. I say
I
it's
mean,
a cold. Hey, you just had to make me think about it. I was sticking
I
on my
did.
convictions, but at the same time, y'all made a valid point. So I had to really think about it.
You know,
Like,
you know.
yeah,
Okay,
so
but
but see,
Jared. See, as much as we dog on Deshaun, we love him. We love each other. But you know what he's going to do is he's going to do the Lloyd Sawyer can't try that sucks and flip us both off. He may just say, you know what, boom, and then maybe we get stunners. I don't know. Just saying.
Oh man.
all I know is this, man. I didn't talk to 2 experts. One of them might join us next week. I'll talk to you about that,
All right.
Jared. I didn't talk to 2 experts.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them and I asked them about non-select Division One. And they said the one team in this wide open division that could possibly get back and probably win it is North Shore. I didn't talk to 2 experts in the state. So
The
we
bathroom
gonna
mirrors will
see.
count.
We gonna see, my brother. But if North Shore makes it, win their quarters. Oh
Oh no.
yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, buddy. Lake Charles, big baby. Lake Charles, big baby. Crown black and coke. That's all
Humble
I want.
yourself, brother. Humble
Yes,
yourself, brother.
sir.
Humble
I'm
yourself.
good. I'm good. I ain't talking.
Okay.
I'm
I
good. I
know
ain't
you.
talking.
It sounds like you're
You
saying
ain't
something.
talking. Well, you
I ain't
clapping and
talking.
you all loud.
No,
Son,
I'm just look. I just look. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like I said, if I lose, I lose. I'm gonna buy you your drinks, brother. It ain't nothing to me. All I
oh
know
wow.
is I just feel confident. We'll just see what happens. I've been speaking the praises of that program, and now they're coming together. But we will see. And that district has been tough too. So it's gonna be one cold summer if things go right, but might not be.
Oh
We'll see.
wow.
We'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see.
All right. With that being said, I want to thank Coach Ryan Wallace and Coach Nathaniel Roche for joining us on the show today. Everyone who tuned in today, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Continue to tune in. Like VK said, subscribe to our YouTube channels. Share this on every social media platform that there is. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, we will be back Monday night. VK says we'll have a special guest, one of the experts. Perfect. That'll be great. George Peppers will be back with us. Just thank y'all for tuning in. And like we said, we're just trying to get bigger and better. And we're trying to expand more. For George Peppers, for VK Jones, I'm JB, your sports guy. Y'all take